Okay.
Hello, hello, hello. Can everybody hear us? Can everybody hear us? Can Desiree hear us? Desiree, can you hear us? Give us a thumbs up behind the thing. No? Can you? All right, cool. Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Medicare Space Live Show. We are located here in San Antonio, Texas. The beautiful freezing weather today of a whopping 36 degrees.
It was 62 degrees. It was 70 degrees the other day.
It was 70 degrees. Now it's 36.
Yeah.
Yep.
My name is Victoria Cabrera, host of the Medicare Space Live Show, along with my other beautiful host, where we talk a little bit of insurance and a lot of everything else.
Yes.
How is it? A little bit
bit
and a lot. Who do I have next to us in, as always, fashionista, Miss? Who do we have here?
Soviet Toscano.
Oh.
Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody's nice and warm and comfortable
And cuddly. Well, maybe
and cuddly.
she's not extra today because she's drinking her Circle K coffee rather than her Starbucks coffee.
So I have to have coffee in the morning, and I didn't make coffee this morning. So
Uh-huh.
I don't like the coffee at certain places,
Uh-huh.
but I like the coffee at Circle K.
Yeah, it's pretty
Is that
good.
where I went? Yeah.
You can kind of
Or-
make your own.
Yeah.
You can
So
kinda make
that's
your own.
why. But I still went to Starbucks.
Good. Well, you're always so fashionable. I love it. I love the ring you had. I just paid attention. It looks
you.
like I'm going to go into another world if I just like
Look into my
to
ring.
look into my ring. And who do we have next to Sylvia Toscano today?
Adriana Rodriguez.
Oh, great. Adriana
Beautiful. She
Rodriguez.
looks like a fan.
Adriana Rodriguez. You need to come up with a better intro than that.
Maybe we should just go by my nickname that everybody used to
What
call me,
is it?
A-Rod.
Oh,
A-Rod.
A-Rod. Who
Not
do
to
we-
be confused with the baseball player because
Are you sure?
I'm
I would
sure.
be confused.
I'm
sometimes.
absolutely sure. I'm pretty sure I had that name before him. No, I'm just kidding.
We have A-Rod Insurance in the house.
There you go. I like that.
Yes.
A-Rod. I like it.
A-Rod.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's better than Adriana Rodriguez. So
I
Were you
love it,
Rocky
Queen.
Balboa
Yes.
or something?
well, I used to be Adriana Peña. It sounds better.
Oh,
Okay, don't get mad, Lorenzo. But my name was so much shorter.
What is it now again?
But
It's Rodriguez, so it's Adriana Rodriguez.
but it would have been weird.
Oh,
A-Pen.
it is.
A-Pen.
No, I know. So
Yeah.
A-Rod.
A-Rod's better.
A-Rod.
A-Rod's
Yeah.
better.
But I'm gonna go
You'll
with-
thank me later,
Yes.
Lorenzo. You'll thank me later.
I do have a necklace that says A-Rod on it, and I write A-Rod on everything else, on all the memos, the notes I leave around the office.
Ah.
And mine
Wait.
are Sarge, SGT. So I always used to put S. That's what they used to call
Oh,
me
Sarge.
at the restaurant.
Oh, okay,
Sarge.
Okay, I like it.
Sarge or Sly.
Sarge or Sly. Well, I have a lot of nicknames. But
Vic is one of them.
So when I was in high school in softball, typical Vicky, I hate that name, by the way. If you call me it, I'm not going to be mad at you because people in high school knew me
I used
as
to have
Vicky.
a girl who worked for me. Her
Vicky?
name was Victoria. So I always call her Vicky. Hey, Vicky.
I don't hate the name Vicky. I just don't like when people call me Vicky because I feel like
I'm not Vicky.
Sounds like a little like high school coach or like, I don't know. Anyway, and then my other friends, my really, really good friends call me Vic. And then my family calls me Tonta. Just joking.
That's not nice.
I think I've heard that.
And then some people people I work with call me Victoria.
I always
know.
call you Victoria.
Okay, so I know that
Maybe.
when I first met you, I was like, oh, like I want to call you Vic, and then when I write stuff, I want to write Vic, but my mind doesn't allow me to do it. So I'm like, and my hand doesn't allow me to do it because I'm like, wait, she's still my boss, and I'm super respectful, and I'm just like Victoria.
Yeah. Your head is like, stop.
And then Emily Trevino calls me Victorious. So
oh, I like that.
yeah, so-
Victorious.
yeah, Victorious. You
like
have to
that.
say it like that. You can't say Victorious. You got to say Victorious. Yeah.
With the little,
I like that.
With the little song behind.
Victorious.
I like that. That's
So we were
awesome.
just if you just joined in today, thank you so much for joining in on this beautiful Friday morning, right? Morning. It's early enough to have brunch, right? No,
Yes.
I mean, it's
No.
still kind of too
And
early.
mimosas.
Well, I would say 11. We've been promising people we're gonna have mimosas on the show,
Okay,
and we
so-
have not
I
done
know.
it.
So I
Next
made a
week for
mistake.
Our anniversary.
I did make a mistake. Okay. Last week or the week before, I had said that this week was our 1-year anniversary, and I actually made a mistake. It's actually March 5th. So we're coming in on our first year anniversary, the Medicare Space Live, not the office, but the live show on March 5th. And then Adriana, shortly after, it'll be her 1-year anniversary.
1 year anniversary that I've been here with you all.
Yeah. So next week, maybe we should have mimosas next week.
think we should.
And I think our audience should join us in like their favorite cocktail.
Yes.
And maybe, we won't open the mimosas till like 10:30. So that way we won't.
Pictures and send them to us.
Yeah.
That you're celebrating with us.
Let us
Cheers.
know if you're here by hitting the love or the care or the cry or the button. Hello. What's that little emoji where it's like, like it looks like a little fish, like, oh
Like
my
a
God,
shock.
I can't
Yeah.
believe. I can't believe. So how has y'all's week been going? Look, do you guys like our new cups? I really don't. I mean, they're okay.
We're not using those people anymore, remember?
Good morning, Claudia. How
Good
are you doing?
Good morning.
Thank you for commenting. That always helps our algorithm of the show. Thank you so much.
Those damn algorithms.
Those damn algaes. I'm gonna call the algorithm algaes.
Oh.
Bottomless mimosas. Desiree, yeah, right. You can't.
Yes, you can't
you're
drink.
You're not legal.
You're not even legal.
You can't even participate
Leave
in
that
this.
to us.
I'll have Desiree's mimosa.
Yeah, we'll have Desiree's.
We'll just give her orange juice.
Yeah. It'll be a virgin mimosa.
How was your week?
My week was good. What did I do this
You
week?
were out of town last week. How did that go?
Oh yeah, so I was out of town. I was in Florida. By the way, very, very nice, beautiful state. Even though we didn't get to venture off, we were in a house for a club win retreat. My friend Rebecca Davis, Faye Horton put on such a great event. And you know what I learned? That there's so many. Well, specifically, like it was all ladies, but specifically, like I just realized there are so many good people out there.
Mhm.
Like so many good people willing to like help pick up, help clean up. It's not even their event. They're guests of the event. And I just was very impressed about how everybody was just so nice and welcoming and just everything.
There was no cattiness.
No,
cat fights.
Good.
no, there was no cattiness. And it's very rare when you put 60 women in a household together, especially close quarters. Everybody was super cool. I mean, I loved it. And of course, it was a great event. Like I learned a lot about myself. And I was just telling Rebecca this morning. Well, I was not telling. She wasn't talking to me. I was talking to her. We have this Marco Polo app. So I'm like, talking to them, I was like, I have to say, like, after coming back from that event, it made me like want to not like try to get a little bit better about not like if something comes out of my mouth, it's of value, right?
Mhm.
Like, because I'm just like sometimes I say things and I'm like, did that really serve anybody anything? Like by me saying this about or this or that, because everybody gossips and stuff like that. But I'm like, did that really serve me? Did that serve the other person? So I don't know. I just got to thinking about a lot of that stuff, especially after yesterday. We had a really kind of a unique, rough day, and I just was contemplating a lot of stuff. So anyway, long story short, that helps me like, well, maybe if we don't say these things so much out loud.
Well, being mindful of what comes out of your mouth.
Yeah, being mindful. But no, it was an awesome weekend. I wasn't here Monday, right? I wasn't here Monday. So
No.
Adriana and Desiree held down the fort like always. They're so awesome. I can't believe how blessed I am. And I was in my office yesterday actually, and I was hearing Adriana, and I was like, I literally was doing this. Like, I felt like such a mafioso. I was all. And I was like shaking my head like, yes, because she was actually training one of the agents because one of the agents was here wanting to learn how to do stuff over the phone. And I always listen in just to make sure, and I'm like, dang, that's good. Yes.
She's really good.
And I'm just like, and not even just like coaching on how to do it, but like encouraging people that need that encouragement that, maybe there's some fear or, like people have anxiety about, maybe insecurities.
Mhm.
And she was just like, no, you can do it. And I was just like, wow, like she's already a great coach. But I'm just like seeing the evolution of not from insurance to like 12 months later, like already like coaching people and like into their roles, and does a very, 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 very good job. Very good job. Great job.
Thank you.
So anyways,
You're very impressed.
and then, just as a team here, I'm very blessed. So anyway, so when I do go to these events, because I will be going to a lot more, like in April, we have Medicare Con. I'll be doing a little breakout session there. And then the Tehu event, which is going to be, by the way, if you're an agent in Texas, if you are an agent in Texas or anywhere, you need to get involved more. I was talking to one of my new friends out there, Danielle and Galen. I was like, look, I really need to get more involved with our industry, because I've been in it so long that I've kind of just like, oh, everybody else will take care of it. Like kind of thinking like kind of an immature agent, like, oh, I'm just going to worry about myself. But no, and now I think like crap, like, you know, with everything going on right now, nothing's impossible, right? Like we got a lot of stuff going on around the world. And I'm like, we need to be sure that we stay involved to save the industry, you know? So I'm just very, I want to get the agents more involved, especially our immediate agents that work with us, and letting them know they need to become members. They need to join these events locally as well, because especially when it comes to like legislation and being more involved and stuff like that. So that's one of my goals for these next 2 years, is to really, really get more involved with the industry.
Well, yeah, the laws. It's funny because you're talking about that. I had there's somebody I follow, Ed Milet, and he posted something the other day about that. And he wasn't picking sides. He was just saying, staying educated, reading, knowing, and staying informed, and how much it affects everybody, right? Especially the business owners, like the small mom and pop shops. Like people don't think it's that big of a deal, but it is. And so really knowing what's going on and staying informed, and going out there and voting when it's really going to affect you.
The voting is what's important, because a lot of people, like right now, my mom called me a couple of days ago and she goes, did you register to vote? Because she votes in the primaries right now, and then she votes for the big elections, and she's very involved. She knows everything about politics. She's very educated. She reads her paper and watches the news. And she's like, I don't just watch one particular group. I watch both groups. And so, because she wants to be informed, and she's going to be 80. And so you think, oh, you know, as you get older, you don't worry about things like that. But she is. And she'll call me. She'll tell me, you know, they want to pass this law, and you know, they want to do that. And it's important. She gives me courage, or she gives me confidence, and makes me think like, you know, I didn't register to vote this time around, or I forgot to vote, or, you know, she'll tell me something about this new judge who wants to be elected. And I'm thinking, you know what? I saw the commercials, but that's not what they said. So it's good to be involved.
And we don't ever get into politics on this show, but we do want to acknowledge what's going on right now. And just my heart goes out to the people out in Ukraine, because I mean, that sucks. Like, I can't imagine. It's really bad. It is really bad. Like if you can't find remorse for anybody out there, I mean, you have kids, you have pets, you have families having to get separated. It's just a really sad thing. So even though this platform's not anything political, we have to take time to acknowledge that. And you have to take time to know what's going on out there too.
Exactly.
Because ultimately, you know, we're all people, we're all human beings, and we all need to have some type of like empathy for what's going on.
No matter what side you decide. But I think I'm really big about, you know, I'm not this or that. I'm more of like a humanitarian. Like I'm more like and I teach my daughters that too. I'm like, look, it doesn't matter whether they believe something different than you. You always are kind. You show them kindness. You help them. So being kind and showing some kind of sympathy, no matter what the situation is, I think is important. And we've lost sight of that, I think.
Yes. So normally we don't get this deep so early on, because we're normally laughing, but we got to be real and take time, because I mean, we, you know, at the end of the day, like I do have feelings towards that. And I'm just like, gosh, like, you know, you see all these videos on thank God for social media, by the way, because it creates this platform where you can see what the heck is really going on out there. You know, it's crazy. But anyway, let's change the little subject here from politics, because we normally don't like to get involved in that. But so I went over my week. How was your week, Sylvia? How has your week been?
It was great. I was out of town this past weekend.
I know. You finally went on your trip, because it been canceled.
Trip. 5 of us went to Canyon Lake. We got a Airbnb, so we had a great time. We're there Friday. We came back Monday.
Did you guys get so much? Did you guys get one like right on the lake, or was it you had to kind of drive to get to the lake?
So originally there was water there.
Did it rain?
It was a puddle.
Remember, they closed the parts of Canyon Lake about a year ago. So it was so sad, because across the water, across this empty lake. There was
Mhm.
these beautiful houses with big old decks, and the boat docks, and it was dry because they blocked it. So this whole it was like 3 blocks, and it was completely dry. So originally, when they had the Airbnb where we stayed, there was water. You could go down to the water and swim, and there's nothing there. So now you have to go all around.
Oh,
And
wow,
so it's
that's
really sad.
That's crazy because Canyon Lake's pretty big.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
it
this is kind of like the cul-de-sac end of it, and so they just kind of blocked that out.
Okay,
and
got
so I remember a couple of years when I had a client in Canyon Lake. They were out there protesting on the dam on certain areas that they were blocking out. So I feel bad for these people. They spend a lot of money. They fixed up their houses and got boats and everything, and then they can't use them anymore.
Oh, that is
So, but it was beautiful. We had a great time. We ate and ate. So I'm on a diet. I just started Tuesday. So in a couple of weeks, hopefully I'll look skinny. And if I don't, then I'm not on the diet
Then
anymore.
mind your business.
I'm trying this new thing where I'm not on a diet. Like I'm just trying to eat just a little
It's
bit
a
healthier.
lifestyle
Yes.
change.
So like Carmenza's been cooking dinner pretty much every night, and every night she's been including a salad or like something
Some greens.
healthy stuff. And I feel better, even though like, you know, it's only been like a week or two that she's been cooking like that. She would always cook like that, but then we kind of, after the wedding, it kind of went on this crazy major spiral down the like a
Rabbit hole.
freaking fast food restaurant, kind of Chinese out. Now I don't want to eat Chinese anymore after that story you told
Well, it
me.
was at the
I know,
beginning.
you told me
It was
that.
at the beginning of the holidays. Y'all got married in October, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then you have October, November, December, January. So it's like the beginning of the holidays. You know, it's really hard to get back on track after the
And
holidays.
then her
Yes.
birthday's in January.
Yeah. So it was like this nonstop celebration.
Which is fine, but
Celebrate good times. Come on.
Bum, bum.
Let's
don't
celebrate.
tell me stories like that anymore.
Oh, you mean about the kid that got
Yes.
his
Oh,
limbs
my
chopped off?
She told us a terrible
No.
story
It was a
about
true
Chinese
story.
It is a true
Takeout.
story.
the takeout food the other day, and I took some food that day. I
I
don't
will
have
not
a
be eating
microwave, so I
Chinese
usually warm
takeouts
everything on the
ever.
stove.
Again.
So I was gonna eat it cold,
Leftovers.
and I had to warm it up.
You
No.
mean it was boiling hot? Like you killed all the bacteria
Yes.
on it?
Okay, I'm going to be honest, guys. I'm going to be very, very well. You know what? I learned at Club Win. Don't say I'm going to be honest. Say I'm going to be transparent. Okay?
Oh, I
Okay,
like
what
that.
is
I'm going to be transparent. I think
I use
Galen
that
said
all
it.
the
I can't
time.
remember.
I'm gonna be
Uh,
transparent.
I'm going to be transparent. Okay. When I eat leftovers, I never warm them up. I'm just like eating it cold.
That's
and
great.
Carmenza's like, babe, warm it up. Like, get the pan. And I'm like, I don't
So
know.
do you want me to tell the story so everybody can be afraid?
Tell the story.
Okay, so first of all, there was this kid somewhere.
Don't be
And-
too graphic because we
Oh,
are.
no. Just long story short, he ate Chinese leftovers, and they found out that he may have not warmed them up completely because he ended up getting sepsis and gangrene. So he had to, unfortunately, lost all his limbs.
He lost his legs and his fingers.
Was it his fingers?
Yeah.
Was it his hands too?
It's just his fingers and his leg. Well, I mean, still bad. but
Yes.
It's still bad.
Yeah, it was bad. So now I never liked eating Victoria Cole. Oh. Yes, Joe. Yes, I like especially, and it's not because I don't like things warmed up, Joe. It's because I just get lazy sometimes.
I'm
And
glad you said it in that way.
step,
I
that
didn't want to
extra
say
step,
that.
the extra 2 steps to warm it up. Okay, I don't know if y'all know this about me, but I'm a very impatient person. I'm patient with people, well, some people. I'm patient with people, and you know, I'm a good listener and stuff like that. But I'm very impatient.
I think we're literally, that's why we get along so well, because we're all the same. Like, I'm not very patient either, but when it
I
comes
have
to
no
my clients,
patience.
I'm really patient.
yeah.
I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
don't worry about it. Take your time. I got all day. Oh, you're good. I'm good.
Yeah, when it comes to our clients, we'll be on the phone. I'm like, get off the phone.
And I don't like leftovers. I keep them because I feel guilty.
How am I
for,
supposed to shake your hand? Well, that's
What does
how
it
am I
say?
supposed to shake your hand without any fingers?
Oh,
Well, we're gonna bump
the
or
bump.
we'll
We'll
hug.
do a fist bump
We're gonna hug.
or elbow bump because people do elbow bumps now because of COVID.
Well,
Are we
COVID's
still
gone.
doing?
Yeah,
It's
I know,
gone.
but
I'm
people
shaking
do-
hands again.
Okay, first of all, total disclaimer: I don't like people shaking people's hands before COVID because I'm a germphobe.
Yeah. Well,
So-
yeah, I don't like doing that either. I'd rather.
Um,
That's why, if you notice, I give hugs.
Me too.
I don't
do
shake
both.
Because I know you guys, well, I'm not just guys, girls are dirty too.
Yeah, they're
Yes.
nasty.
I don't know what y'all be doing 5 minutes before I shook your hand.
Yeah, no.
That's true.
And especially, I'm not going to say it. When I used to go to home appointments, I'd be like, so I'm
You
purposely
should put the
hey, trick for new agents if you're out there. And I know this sounds bad, okay? So if you're listening and you're a senior, no offense. But if you're an agent, here's a tip for you, okay? If you're doing home
Tip of the
appointments, tip of the day, in order to avoid shaking hands, okay, have your bag, have a book, have your iPad, like have your hands full. Okay.
I'm gonna do that now when I go.
I usually
I'm gonna be
don't.
like, "Hey, how are you doing?"
I usually don't shake people's hands when I go to their houses. Do you?
Well, not anymore. No.
I never did. If I go to somebody's house,
I'm a hugger. Yeah, we're huggers.
I'm a hugger. But when I go to people's house,
You never hug me.
You don't ever hug us. I'm just kidding.
hug
I'm
you.
just kidding. You hug me.
I hug you.
Hey, she had to think about that for
She
like
did.
30
I
seconds.
did. I'm like, wait a minute. No, I hug y'all.
Okay, yeah, you do. We're just
I'm
messing with you.
thinking. Am I losing my mind
We're pulling your,
already?
we're
yanking your chain.
we're messing with y'all.
Uh-huh.
What
Made
were we
me
talking
think.
about?
I can't remember.
I can't remember
What we did this week.
Oh, you were giving the tip about shaking
Oh,
hands.
yes.
Oh yeah, so just have your hands full. But honestly, I am a hugger. So when I leave my client's house, I give them a hug.
Yeah.
I do give them a hug, unless they're I don't know.
Ooh, unless they got their shirt up over their head like this.
Tell them the story.
Okay, so one time, I hope he's not listening, but one time I went to when I was in the field selling. Okay, this is in the field. So for you guys that sell over the phone, you don't have to deal with this. But when I was in the field, I show up to a client's or a potential client's house, and I knock on a door, and he has one of those screen doors, right? Just painting a picture, and I see like hands like this, like this. And I'm like, what the hell? He's like, I'm trying to open the door. Just come on in. And I'm like, okay. So I open the door, and his, I guess he was trying to put, well, now I think about it, was he trying to put his shirt on or take it off? I don't know. So his arms were like this, and his shirt was covering his head. And he says, I can't seem to get my shirt down. And I'm like, okay, do you need help? He's like, yeah. So here he is. And I'm like, and granted, he was not the skinniest guy. Okay.
Mhm.
And so I'm like pulling the shirt, like trying to pull it down. And I'm like, doing
Do you
that.
have a shirt underneath it or no?
No, it was just like, I don't know if he was trying to put it on, and he had like, cause his arms were like, he had some injuries and stuff like that. But I guess because his shirt was too tight, it got stuck, and he couldn't like get it to
Down.
like pull down.
Oh.
Ladies, when y'all are trying to put on small clothes and you get stuck.
Total side note to that when you made that comment about the overweight. Did you know that back in the day, people who were overweight and big, I don't know if you noticed on all the old paintings, those people were considered rich because they had
Yes.
money to buy food, and people who were skinny were considered poor.
I'm very rich.
Did you know?
I'm rich. I'm very rich.
Did you know that?
Yeah,
That was
well,
like that was
Because
the
they had
thing.
more money.
Because they had more money because they could buy food.
But to them, also at that time,
the women were
they-
very voluptuous.
yes, and
the
that was
paintings.
beauty. That was supposed to
Yes.
be pretty. As
Huh.
to where
Yes.
nowadays, if you're heavy,
It's
people
like,
frown on
ew.
you. All the magazines, they're also skinny, and
Hmm.
Yeah.
So society has changed.
Well, I mean, I let me say, I'm just very wealthy.
Me too. We're talking to three very wealthy
women
here.
If you just joined in, we're not talking about money. We're talking about, Adriana was saying, just back in the old days, a sign of having money was if you were a chubster. That's kind of
A chubster.
a chubster. Okay.
if you were a chungus.
now I think
the
it's opposite.
Yeah, it's opposite.
because healthy food is so expensive, right? It's so expensive.
I don't think so. I don't agree with that.
I don't agree with that either.
Well, that's the whole thing.
That's what
behind
they
it.
want people to believe.
Yes.
Hey, I don't agree with that.
I
Carmen's
don't-
over there. You're not the one growing
You're
the
not the
basil
one
and
going to
the
Whole
cilantro.
Foods and buying all the groceries. No, but that's what they're saying because the access to healthy food is not equally distributed amongst all sides of town.
See,
So-
I don't believe that.
Well, I'm going to make a comment. When I used to work on the east side, I went to the store to get a protein
Paint
bar.
a picture for people that are not in San Antonio.
So the east side is not, it's not the nicest side of town. But it's coming up. They're developing a lot of things out there.
Yep.
And I used to manage a gym out there, and I had forgot my protein bar. I didn't bring anything for lunch, so I went to the store down the street, the HEB there, and I was like looking. I was walking around for like 10 minutes straight. I'm like, this HEB is not very big. I'm like looking for a protein bar. And I'm like, where's the protein bars? Where's the protein bars? The HEB down the street from my house literally has a whole aisle of protein bars. And I finally asked a manager, and I was like, hey, where do y'all have the protein bars? And he pointed at special K bars at the bottom of the aisle in the cereal aisle. And he's like, oh yeah, those right there. And I was like,
that's not a protein bar, sir.
And I was like, wow, this is sad. This is sad that they are not offered. But you can get into a whole conversation about that, but I'm just like, I think that like Desiree pointed it out too. She's like, there's nothing healthy around here. Everything is fast food.
Right.
Like when you're on the go, I guess is what I mean. Like when you're on the go, the access to healthy food is not like, it's not that great. We don't have restaurants that you can go and just pick up something healthy is more what I mean.
Well, that's why you bring your own food.
You make a lunch.
Carmen's is like, speak for yourself, babe. You're not the one cooking.
That's right. She packs your lunch. You have a very good wife.
Yeah, she does pack my lunch. And if I don't, I just realized.
You forgot her Tupperware or you forgot your lunch?
I forgot the Tupperware in the car last night.
Ooh, it's not going to smell very good.
No, it's cold.
No, it's cold.
Oh,
it's cold. It's good. It's good.
It'll be fine.
For those of you that are joining us right now and watching, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. I know that we just chat a lot about a lot of nothing, but the motto of the show is we talk a little bit of insurance and a lot of everything else from the get-go. That's kind of been our motto.
And speaking of getting hard to get, what's going on with the Social Security Administration?
Ooh,
you like my nice little segue there?
This is our lead.
I like the way.
This is our lead in. So we try to talk a little bit of insurance. Right now, for those of you that are signing up for Medicare, we have noticed that the Social Security Administration is not processing things as fast as we would like them to. So if you are retiring and you've already have the Part A in place, but you're looking to enroll into the Part B portion, you may want to consider doing that extra early because processing times we have noticed with not just one or two clients, but a handful of clients that are been in process for quite a bit. So keep that into consideration. There's only so many ways that you can apply.
Right.
It's either, and some of them are not even allowing you to go in person, but you can do it over the phone. You can do it online, but just know if you get locked out of your Social Security account, they were like mailing your passport, right? It's like, okay, that's.
And you young people who think it doesn't apply to you, this applies to you.
Yeah,
this applies
definitely
to you.
Listen right now.
Help your parents.
Yeah. So for those of you that are like, well, Victoria, I'm not of Medicare age. This is kind of boring. I don't want to hear this. Well, guess what? A parent, a grandparent that's about to be turning Medicare age. You need to let them know, or somebody that's already on Part A of Medicare and is going to be retiring. You guys got to get that done early because its processing times are crazy. And unfortunately, we don't have control over that. We can't snap our finger and make it happen. If we could, we would, trust me.
Yeah.
But we can't.
Another thing is when they're mailing out the forms, the employment forms, make sure you're sending them to the right department. I've had issues from people that living in New Braunfels or in Canyon Lake. They're assuming, I go to the Social Security, I'm going to send it there. And they send it there and it's the wrong location. So first of all, make copies. Make copies. Call Social Security. Make sure you're sending it to the right location because everyone has a different Social Security.
It's kind of like the post office.
Exactly.
You're assigned where you live, you assign a post office based on your zip code, and your address is similar to the Social Security office. So you're assigned that. So Sylvia's absolutely right. We wanted to make that clear because we've been, not just us here, but like across the board. When I talk to my friends that are in the industry, they're saying the same things too. So these are just trends that are going on. I mean, Social Security's kind of been always slow. If you're from Social Security, please call me. I'd love to talk with you because we're not throwing shade.
Shed some light on your situation
we're just telling our woes of the clients. I'm speaking on behalf of the client here.
She's
okay,
being
all
transparent.
of us. I'm being transparent. I'm not being honest.
I'm going to start using that one.
Yeah,
I like that.
I'm being transparent right here.
Yeah. So you guys,
I don't want to be honest.
Sylvia is only honest after 3 old fashions.
That's true. That's true.
So if for those of you that are not in the industry or not insurance agents or not close to Medicare, think about right now, just think off the top of your head, think about somebody you might know that's on Medicare or that's going to be retiring out of work soon that might need to enroll in these benefits. Just let them know, like procrastinators don't win in this situation right now because things are just so slow and it happens. Okay. I'm not harping on the ones that did it late. I'm just saying, be aware of you're going to be waiting quite a bit.
Right.
Start the process sooner rather than later.
I always tell people at least 3 months earlier.
That's what I tell them too.
And make copies. That's a big thing. They always mail them the original copies. And then 2 or 3 weeks later, a month later, when we call, they're like, nope, we never got it. So now they have to go back to their employer to have it filled out. That just happened to one of my clients.
So what are there's 3 ways. Talk about the different situations. So there's, if they're drawing Social Security.
If they're already drawing Social Security, then and they have the quarters, are going to be automatically enrolled into the Part A and Part B. So that's okay. We're speaking to the people that are not drawing Social Security that have to actually manually enroll into Medicare, or the people that are already on Part A that have to pick up the Part B. So you don't just say, hey, like,
I'm ready.
I'm ready. Come on, give me the Medicare, people.
Bring it on.
It doesn't happen like that. So you have to, there's certain ways, right? And there's only so many ways. You do it over the phone, right?
Right.
You can do it online through the SSA.gov, and you go to, if you go to apply for Medicare only, or it says, there, I should have pulled it up, but you'll apply there. And you say apply only for Medicare or apply for Medicare only. And then the other way is Social Security. Well, I mean, technically was in person, right? You can schedule an appointment or sending in the paperwork yourself, faxing it to the local office that applies to you. But either one of those, I don't feel like there's a lot of control. You're kind of like, you send your information and it kind of, you just hope that it gets to the right place.
You pray to God that it gets sent to the right department.
That's why I like to send things certified, especially when I send tax documents like to the IRS or like checks to the IRS.
Oh yeah.
Well, now I do it. Now I pay that stuff online, but sometimes when you have to send amendments and stuff like that, you got to do that. You got to do that through mail.
Proof.
Yeah.
And so I always get everything certified to know that it got there. And it's a little bit more expensive. Our seniors just don't have $15-$16 to send those things. I don't know how much it costs now, probably more. But I'm just saying, like, it's you have to stay on top of it. You can't just say, okay, sent the paperwork and you forgot to file your paperwork.
Or they forgot. I have a client who retired.
What does that come out of? Is that Monsters Inc?
Yeah, I think that's a cartoon.
It's you forgot to file the paperwork. I don't know why that stayed in my head. I think if Chris is watching, she'll know what I'm talking about. Hey, if I don't make it insurance, I think I could make it in like voiceover work.
I think you should.
Cartoons.
Yeah, I think you should.
Not on the big screen, just behind the scenes. What is Claudia talking about? She says, that is so true. I don't have a church's chicken over
She was
here.
agreeing with Sylvia about that. She's like, I don't think it's that hard to, you were saying about.
I don't have a church's chicken.
Because where she lives, they don't have any unhealthy foods. Like like in Stone Oak.
You're being a real old lady right now, Sylvia.
I can't see.
Well, okay. So guys, I don't know if you noticed, but I'm the one that manages the comments, right?
Yes.
And I'm trying to read them to you, right? So that way they don't have to squint and read, but Sylvia's still there. I can't.
She's about to get up out of her seat and go read it.
About Church's chicken?
Yes.
Yes.
Because where she lives, they don't have any Church's chickens on that side of town.
Oh, yeah. We got a couple.
Yeah.
We got a couple on our side.
Yeah, we got a lot over here.
We have a lot of them over here where I live. There's one every corner. A liquor store and a Church's chicken.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you know what I will say? There is a lot of, and where I live, a lot of liquor stores.
A lot of liquor stores.
Yeah.
All the moms out there.
All the soccer.
Yeah.
I mean, we need it to keep up with our
all
kids.
the soccer moms need their juice boxes.
That's right.
There's juice boxes.
Where are you guys? Let us know where you guys are watching from. Are you from San Antonio? Are you from Texas? Where are you guys at? What state are you in? I see you watching. We see you guys there. Thank you so much for liking, loving the show, caring for it. If you join the show, as you know, we always talk a lot about ourselves in the beginning. We talk a little bit of insurance and we talk a lot about everything else, right?
Yes.
But any questions, this also is an interactive show. So if you guys have any questions, if you have any comments, concerns, throw them in the comments. We'd love to hear what you have to say. If you don't like the show and you're like, Victoria, you guys suck, get off. Well, we're not going to get off. We're going to keep going, but we'll take that into consideration for some good laughs later.
Your comment.
Don't tell us.
Don't tell us.
I don't want to know.
Sylvie gets really sad if you say we suck. Okay.
Yes.
So
I take it personal.
You take it personal.
No, I don't.
That's
what
why
did you do this weekend? We never asked you.
I know we never asked Adriana how her week was.
How was your week?
Well, have y'all noticed that Adriana is wearing
I'm sporting
these
headbands. I'm going to do a different headband every week.
She's sporting the headbands now. So I'm not going to try that one on because I think if you take that one off, it'll really mess up your hair.
She has it all to the side and everything.
She already has it all.
It's a very classy headband.
It is.
I bought it at a store at La Cantera. And I told you I used to be really big on headbands. And so
in the 80s?
Yes. I feel like I'm gonna do, since Sylvia does hats, I'm gonna do headbands. I'll do a different headband every week. No, my week was great. Victoria talked about how I was training with some of the agents this week. And I would like to say thank you, of course. Thank you for all the kudos earlier. But that's really my passion. I really, really like helping people, like truly, genuinely love it. Like I get so much joy. I get filled in helping and seeing other people get it.
Yeah.
Now, as far as training, like really, I'm more of like, sit there, watch me do it.
I don't want to speak.
Did you see that? Did you see that? All the buttons I clicked. Did you see that? But no, I love being able to teach people new things. And because I used to be where they were at, so I love being able to see that progression and the progress and the enthusiasm that they have. So for me, like that's really my thing. And I wasn't given the opportunity at my last job, but not like officially. And so I'm very grateful and thankful that here Victoria has definitely used me and my full potential because I really, really love helping people.
Why not? It'd be a waste if somebody didn't, because you are an awesome person.
Thank you.
And thank you to Claudia. If Claudia's still listening, thank you. We owe her a nice Wagyu dinner, right?
Oh, because she connected us. She's the one that sent me. I'll never forget it. I was at work and I was in the break room and she sent me the screenshot of the post that you had put on Facebook. And I was reading it and I was like, okay. And she had already like talked to you and like said you were like, we're going to get connected before when she sent it to me. So she had already like the wheels were already in motion. And then she was like, okay, I already gave you your info. So I was like, okay, cool. And I was really excited. Like again, like I didn't know anything about insurance. I didn't know anything about any of that. And so for me, it was like,
which is great. Crazy because she's coaching agents right now. And some of you might say, well, she's only been in a year. How can she coach? Well, let me tell you,
she can coach.
She can coach. And she knows more than a lot of agents that have been in the biz. Okay.
Yes.
That have been in the biz.
And if you're saying, how could she coach? She needs to coach you. Because you'll be like, wow, there's a lot of things that.
Well, she's managed for 10 years. So like that, she didn't need training on.
Right.
Because she'll manage me. She's like, did you get this done? Did you get that? I'm like, oh, okay. And if I come in late, I'm like, crap, I'm late.
I was late this morning.
So. Yeah, so I don't know where we even went off with that.
You were asking me about my week, but yes, no, okay. I really, I would say that was like the highlight of my week. It's been a little bit slow. We haven't been able to help as many people this week, but I think it's just the time of the year. But we have been able to answer some questions of some of the clients that have called. I think more service issues. I think more than anything right now. Just kind of helping them with like finding doctors or they have questions. And I got a text message from one of my clients the other day and he was like, thank you so much. You're the best. That made my week too.
Yeah.
So just that's what I've really been focusing on this week is just getting back with my clients and answering their questions and concerns. And that's some of the things that we do here.
I think one common goal, what I know, whether it be in business or helping the consumer, and I came to a realization on this last night over some wine.
You had an epiphany?
That I was telling Carmenza, I'm really good at helping people.
Yes.
Like I am one of the best at helping people, but only when they want to be helped. Like I cannot help a customer that does not want to be helped. I cannot help an agent that does not want to be helped or that doesn't need my help. So, but I really thrive in helping somebody that allows me to help them and that wants to get better.
Me too.
Exactly.
So on the client side, it's like, okay, I need your help, Victoria, and I want my situation to get better. On the agent side, it's, hey, Victoria, I'm going to swallow my pride. I need help. Help me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, boom, let's go. But I cannot help people that don't want to be helped. And it's so simple, right? You would think, yeah.
But it's not. It's
when
hard.
when you're in the industry, and for those of you that are, managers and leaders and stuff like that, it's really, really hard to help people that don't. I mean, you don't need to help everybody. Some people know how to help themselves. But that being said, you cannot help people that don't want to be helped.
I had to learn that the hard way.
Yeah.
And I think you came to that realization. And I think I saw it and I recognized it. And now that you're saying it, I'm having my own epiphany about it. Cause you can have people tell you, but I think you have to come to your own realization. For me, I used to be the same way. So like as a manager, I would see so much potential in this person and I would be like, come on, like, and then I got accused of like being too hard on them. And I'm like, well, it's because I see that you have so much potential. I want you to be successful.
Right.
And so I learned early on, well, later and the hard way, getting my heart broken by some of these people that I was like, man, I really want to help you. I really want you. I see it, is that you can't want it more for them. You can't want it more for themselves. Exactly. So I think that unfortunately, as much as we want people to be successful like us or like you, for you, it's a lot bigger, is they don't want it as much as you want it for them.
And also, like, if you're listening to this message right now and you're like, Victoria, I can't relate. I don't own a business. I'm not in your industry. It has nothing to do with the industry. It has nothing to do with owning a business. It has nothing to do with any of that. It has everything to do with life in general. So if you're a mom and you have an 18-year-old kid that doesn't want to go to college and you're like, you got to go, I know, and that's not what they want to do, you're going to have to swallow a really, really hard pill sometimes and say, you know what, we just got to let them learn on their own. Or if it's a family member that's trying to get over an addiction or something like that, we can only do so much for people. And you can only help the people that want to be helped.
Right.
You can only help the people that want to be helped. And people, for me, I'm a like a giver. Like, I'm like, oh, like you, I see potential and I want everything for that person. But unfortunately, you can give somebody the keys to the car and you can get, here you go.
Yep.
And if they don't just open the damn door and get in, they're not going to go anywhere, right? There might be like, well, I lost the keys. I don't know, right? An excuse. So if you're listening to this message right now at this moment in time, it doesn't have to be specific to Medicare or insurance or anything like that.
Nope.
It has everything to do with maybe identify something that's going on right now in your life. And it could be us, because I'm getting chills just listening to myself. I'm just kidding. but I'm just saying, like, think about something right now that you're dealing with. And are you being that person that's maybe like, man, I'm trying, and I just can't make this situation better? Then you're probably investing too much time into this thing that's probably not going to work.
It's funny that you say try. And I read something the other day that said, you don't try, you either do or you don't.
Ooh, I like it.
I was like, ooh. And I had to catch myself the other day because I told Desiree, I was like, yeah, we're trying. I was like, well, no, we're not trying. We did it. It just didn't work.
Yeah. Oh, see?
So I think that is what people have the problem, is admitting that they did it and they failed, because nobody wants to fail, but people don't understand that failure is a part of life. It's necessary. I had an old boss that said, if you're not failing or making mistakes, then you're not progressing. You are failing forward, meaning you're trying and it didn't work out, and that's okay.
Yeah.
And
But
you learn.
And you learn from those mistakes. Nobody in business, and I'm sure the both of y'all know who own businesses, that your business is never perfect. You're going to fail all the time. And people think
all the time.
Business people are perfect. You don't make any mistakes. They see you in this nice house or your nice car and all these nice trips, but they don't know all the things that happen in order for you to get there.
Yeah.
The sleepless nights, the weight on your shoulders, the constant worry, the overthinking, the changing the mind, the indecisive, you're up, you're down, your bank account's up, you're down, it's a lot of work, but I love it. I'm not going to take away from it. I love it. I love the ride. I love bumpy rides. That's why I got a truck. so I can hit, so I can hit stuff. You know, somebody said, I can't remember. I saw it on Facebook. They were making fun of like, oh man, I got to go pull it up. It was kind of like, why did you, I don't know. I'm not even going to try to butcher it, but it was hilarious. It was about women hitting bumps and stuff. I have to go find it. But yeah, so like you have to, Adriana's exactly right. Like sometimes we don't talk about insurance because sometimes it's a message that I feel like we need to get out. Like I always think sometimes when I speak, I'm like, okay, it's something that's pushing me to say the message. Because even if one person hears it and they like, dang, like that, that actually makes sense, Victoria. Because so Carmenza and I were sitting down and she's my soundboard. Like she's my biggest support and she always listens to my bitching and all that stuff. Right. And I was just talking to her a little bit and she says, babe, you know what you're really good at? You're really good at making very complex things super simple.
Yes.
Like you make things so simple. And I'm like, well, how so? She's like, well, you just make people like, it's not that hard. So like people try to overcomplicate, and I'm guilty of it too, but people try to overcomplicate stuff and tell me your problem. And I'm like, well, just don't do it then. Well, they're doing this and they want me to go. And I'm like, well, just don't go. Well, I have to go. Why? Well, because then if I don't go, they're going to think of, and I'm like, but then don't go or go. Like you said, do it or don't do it.
Exactly.
People overcomplicate stuff, whether it's in their business, whether it's in their life, whether it's in making a decision on Medicare.
Yep.
Yeah.
Don't overcomplicate the situation. Right. So she was telling me you're very good at making things super simple, making a complex situation super simple. And I'm like, that's my superpower. Right. Yep. Good morning, Mom. Good morning, Jessica. Good morning, everybody that's listening in. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. So yeah, sometimes we laugh. You catch us when we're crying. We catch us whatever. But so some people, when they come to me for advice, and a lot of the times it's not even insurance like related. A lot of my business partners come for me for life advice, and I'm okay. I love it because they know they are going to come to me when they want to hear the truth, because I don't give the fluff. I was telling at my speaking thing, I start off with like, look, I'm not about fluffy. I don't like fluff because it's not honest. It's not the truth.
No,
it's not fun.
it's not transparent.
It's not fun. Yeah, it sounds good, but it's not fun. Like sometimes your job's going to suck.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, when people come to me for advice, they want the truth. So that's why they come to me. And when they don't want the truth, they don't come to me. They don't want to hear it. No. And I'm never gonna tell people, oh, you should do this. I just listen. I'm a listener. And I'm like, okay, do you want my advice? Would you like me to tell you what I think? Yes. Okay, boom. And then I'm going to tell them. Same thing. When I seek advice, I don't go to people that are going to give me fluff. I actually go to people that are going to tell me the truth.
Exactly.
Like we have our little group on our Marco Polo with Rebecca and Emily, and I'll go to my sisters too and you guys. But when it comes to certain business things, they're like, girl, you just need to shit or get off the pot. Or like, you need to do this or that. Like, so I'm like, okay, because sometimes you need that back. But you guys that are overcomplicating, like if you just came in and you're listening, we talked about insurance and stuff, but we're talking about a very serious topic about you overcomplicating things in your life. And you guys make excuses for stuff that you can control. But on the things that you can't control, then don't put energy towards it.
Oh, I got another one for the excuses. You can't make excuses and do it. So you got to pick. Which one do you want to do? Do you want to get it done or do you want to make excuses?
That's
You
right.
can't do both. True. I always tell myself that. Like I tell her, I always say to her, like, there's a problem to every solution. I mean, there's a solution to every problem. See, I just switched that.
Well, that's
but either way.
There's a solution to every problem. You just not it might not be the solution that you like, but there is a solution to every single problem. You tell me your problem, I'll give you a solution. It may not be the most convenient. It may not be the cheapest. It may not be the easiest, but there's a solution.
Right.
Yeah. And so you're right. People just like to overcomplicate things.
And sometimes they dwell on the results if they're not happy with it instead of learning and moving on.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Good morning, everybody that's joining in today. We appreciate you being on the show. I know we get a little serious, we get fun, we laugh, we talk, and sometimes when we got to take you to church, we take you to church.
Yep.
Haven't been to church in a while. Not churches.
Definitely not in Stone Oak.
That does sound really good, though. Church's chicken with those honey biscuits. Man, I'm not going to lie. Those
and
really
I don't throw
good.
shade on any side of town because I grew up on the southeast side and I'm very proud of it. So,
well, in the south, in Corpus, the southeast side is actually a good part of town.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
on this side of town,
And in San Antonio, it's not
considered not the nicest, but that's where I lived and was raised. My kids for a little bit, and I loved it. It's very just different, and I loved it. I love the food.
Homey.
Very homey. I love the food, and just I never had any problems. I mean, aside from the occasional gunshot every now and then, but
we still hear gunshots.
I don't, I don't really dislike it very much.
Well, in our neighborhood,
no,
in our neighborhood,
it's like pitch quiet. Like you can't hear. Like if I hear a dog barking, I'm like, whose dog is that? You need to bring your dog inside. It is cold outside.
Hey, it's Mila. You can hear her all the way.
There's gunshots at least every Friday and Saturday because they're partying, they're hanging out outside, and
in my hood. So I live in a hood where the houses are very, very overpriced, but it's still up and coming. If that makes sense,
it's downtown.
Yeah, it's downtown. Okay, so we hear gunshots all the time, and there was I was in the restroom the other day, and it was like poo, 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 and I'm like, babe, are you hitting something on the counter? She's like, no. I said, there's gunshots.
She's all cut it loose. We got.
And then you were done. It's a weird phenomenon, or is it phenomenon? It's a weird
trend.
It's a weird thing. I don't know. It's a weird phenomenon. Correct me in the comments. I'm not the best at grammar. Okay, that when you hear the gunshots, there are never any police officers.
Oh yeah, never.
No.
I never heard.
I never hear sirens, and these are legit because I know the difference between a firework and a gunshot.
Oh, I still can't tell.
I didn't until I moved into my neighborhood.
Yeah.
Now I know the difference.
Yeah. And then so some people are like, oh, they're not gonna mess with you. They're not gonna. I'm like, yeah, but this was like 8 gunshots in a row, and I was like, the people that moved
popping off.
They're popping off. Yeah. And our neighborhood is a real like urban, young, professional. Not a lot of families out there. It's more like your Austin kind of person.
Yes.
I think all the Austin people are moving to San Antonio.
Yeah, they are. They're making the prices of houses go up too.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, the good news is my house probably doubled in the past two years.
Yeah.
And that's because we paid a nice chunk of change for ours.
Yeah.
But now we could resell it and probably profit double. But we won't because I'm like, where would we go?
You'd have to spend all that money on a new house.
Yeah, and I'm like, no, I love where I love
to square
we
one.
love where we're at. We love where we're at. We're close to everything. Like we could walk to the little brewery and like
it's a nice area where y'all are at.
And they're revamping the whole Dignity Park area, which is going to be super cool. They're going to have like a doggy park and all that stuff. So I'm super excited. Wow, it's already 52 minutes in, guys. We were just chit-chatting away.
That was quick.
Sylvia said I didn't even get to get anything in.
She did.
Did she?
I did.
What are you guys going to do this weekend?
I don't even know.
We're going to Corpus.
Nothing.
You going to Corpus?
Well, no, we're not going to Corpus. I shouldn't say that online, right? we're going to go to Corpus, but now we're not.
I changed my mind
I changed my mind right now because the beach is closed.
Oh, why?
It's cold, guys. Well, it's not closed.
See, I love to go to the coast when it's cold.
See, me too.
I love to be out there in the
last
cold.
year for the very first time.
Yeah,
I love a good bonfire.
Tell me what's your favorite part about it.
I just been out there, bonfire, drinking, blankets, and just I love that. That's my favorite thing to do.
Good morning, Stephanie. Good morning. Good morning, Facebook
I do
user
too.
that
I
I
do
can't
too.
see.
We went last year with Brooke for her birthday. I took her. It's just me and her. We did a girls trip, and I loved it. It was a different experience because we go during the summer when it's jam packed. All those damn kids are out there.
I hate those kids.
I have kids, but I talk crap about them all the time. I'm sorry. So so it was nice. We just walked the beach and we did kind of like the tourist thing. Went to like the place we normally go to. We had dinner.
That's cool.
And I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it during the winter.
Let us know if you're a beach bum like us. That's why we're all friends, I guess, because we all love the beach.
I love the beach. I grew up going we used to go every summer when I was a kid. We used to go to Port A lot. My dad had a boat and we used to just kind of swim out in the like drive out in the ocean in the boat.
I was gonna say swim out because there's some sharks out there, girl. You better be careful.
And we would see dolphins, and nobody ever believed us. They're like, "You didn't see?" I'm like, "Yes, we did. I have video. My mom took video of it and pictures."
Yeah.
So I grew up at the beach.
If you go far enough, you can see dolphins.
Yes. And my husband is like the biggest. If it was left up to him, we would live there now.
I could live like my sign. I think my sign.
Your zodiac.
I think it's water. I think my sign is water.
What are you? Pisces?
Aries.
Oh, Aries. Oh, okay.
Unless it's a fire. I do like me some fire. I used to play with fire when I was young.
You're a pyro. Is it?
I would get the
pyromaniac?
hairspray and like make like little shapes and then throw the thing in.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You're gonna go home and Carmen's gonna hide all the
All the lighters and matches.
I love me a good fire. That's why I like fires on the beach because I get best of both worlds.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Makes sense.
I love a fire. I love the water. I love the sound of waves.
Me
I
too.
can
Oh,
live
yeah,
on
me
an island,
too.
well, not by myself, but with my dog and my wife. I could just be on the water all the time.
I wouldn't even have to get in the water. Like me just
Yeah,
being
I
there
don't either.
and on the beach.
Oh,
listening to the
Veronica
waves.
says you're a fire sign. I thought it was water. I could have sworn I was
So
water.
it makes sense why you like
You're
to
a
play
fire
with fire.
sign? I'm a water sign.
I don't even know what sign.
Crab.
Crab? You got
Crab. Crab.
Man, you asked for it.
you right into
Oh,
that one.
Wow.
For the people that just jumped on now, they're gonna think
They're
you're
gonna
Now
say
you have
crab.
crabs.
That I have. They have crabs.
in Corpus, guys. In Corpus,
Aw.
they got crabs in Corpus.
Yes. crabs
and
and
that's my sign.
That's your sign as a
Yeah.
crab.
You're a
Yeah.
crab.
What is it?
Cancer.
Oh, can't. Okay, gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha. What sign are you guys? What's your sign? Let us know.
I think I'm twins. I think I don't know.
You're
Two
twins?
Split personality.
Pisces.
Okay.
Oh, Pisces is a water sign. Gotcha.
Oh, that makes sense. I think that's what Lorenzo is. He's a Pisces.
What is Pisces?
I
What
think
month?
that's what a Pisces. He's March 18th.
Oh,
so I
okay,
think your
next
mom's
month.
a Pisces too, isn't she? When's her birthday?
March 19th.
Yeah, my Lorenzo's is on the 18th. My father-in-law's on the 19th,
In your April?
and my grandpa's is on the 11th.
Sylvia always tries to be slick because she always forgets my birthday day. So she's like, and you're April
4th, right?
4th, right?
That's right.
always
I knew it.
forget.
I knew
April,
it.
It's okay. April 5th. April 5th. In case y'all want to send me gifts,
Yes.
it's April 5th.
Oh, okay. Damn it. I thought it was 4th.
5th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I guess this whole time I thought it was water sign, but I'm a fire sign. But I love the water. I just
fire.
and I go with the flow. I just go with the flow. I think all my friends, like, I'm not real complicated. I mean, kind of now I am. I'm like, I put it on the schedule. Is it on the schedule? Because they used to just be able to call me up and be like, hey, you want to go party? Yeah, sure, let's go party. Now I'm like, well,
Oh, no.
I'm not
you're
free this
I have like
responsible
weekend.
now.
5 meetings, so it's gonna have to be after 8 a.m. p.m.
I got to drink my coffee at 9. I got to
take
eat
your
breakfast
vitamins.
at 10. I got to take my nap at 12.
You got to take your Tums.
Oh, and I just took my Tums, so I just can't go drink it.
Sorry, guys. And then once the bra comes off, that's it.
Oh,
We're done.
yeah. You know, guys will never be able to relate to that.
They won't. The other day, Lorenzo tried to pull that crap on me. I said, "Nope, bra's already out. I'm not
Okay,
going
so if you're a
anywhere."
guy watching this right now, okay, what women always say, I know they're like, how dare Victoria? She's talking on a Medicare show and they're talking about bras. Oh my God.
we're
Okay.
ladies.
Whatever. I could do whatever I want. Okay.
That's right.
So if you're a guy watching, okay, and your lady friend or woman or wife,
Whatever you want to
removes
call it.
her top, this one underneath the top, her bra, okay, it's like feels so good. If you're a guy, I can only relate to a guy like this because I love to wear watches. Okay, I love to wear watches. So the closest thing, it's not even that close. The closest thing is when you take off your watch. And it's like,
You feel like the weight is off your wrist.
yeah. That's the closest. I mean, unless you guys wear thongs, I don't know.
Maybe
When you take off your jock strap
Oh my God,
and you
Sylvia.
feel that relaxation.
Do guys still wear those if they're not in sports?
Yeah, only sports. But they'll remember. They'll
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
that feeling.
Okay.
Yeah, for
Okay.
sure.
Well, I don't know, guys. Do y'all have questions for us? Do you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, anything we can help with before the weekend begins? Because we love the weekends.
Yes.
Yes, thank God it's Friday.
Mm. I almost choked on a little nut. I like to dunk my. I like to dunk. Is it dunk or
Dunk.
Dunk?
It's dunk.
Dunk
Dunk, or
my.
if
the
you want to be
dunk?
classy, it's dip. I like to dip.
That's why it never sounds right.
See, a dip to me is like a chip.
I
A
always
dunk is like,
a chunky dunk.
yeah.
I always
A
say.
chunky
I always say you're skinny dipping or chunky dunking.
Chunky monkey.
Chunky dunk.
dunking.
It's either called the skinny dip or chunky dunk.
I like that. That's funny.
I'm gonna have a party at my pool called the
That's-
chunky dunk.
and only the wealthy people can come over.
That's a good one.
We will all be there.
If you were watching earlier, you know what we're talking about. Now you
Yeah.
have to go back and watch the
Start
beginning
all
of the
over
show.
again.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's Veronica, I'm down. You're not even chunky, Veronica.
No, you're not.
No, she's not.
You're skinny.
Yeah.
You're skinny. But we'll still let you come because
Yeah,
we
we'll
don't
let you in.
discriminate.
Yeah, we don't.
We let all people in.
That's right.
We don't care. We
That's
don't care.
true.
Skinny, chunky,
Yeah.
whatever. Just don't get all the water out of my pool.
Well, if we're inviting all the wealthy people, I don't know. You might not have any water in your pool by the time we're done. We're done dunking.
Oh my God. So one time, I think Veronica was there. I can't remember who was there, but it was during the COVID shutdown thing. And I was like, babe, we should have this. I was getting cabin fever like big time. And I was like, we should have a picture. I mean, a party, pool party, just with a few friends, just a little gathering, right? And then that friend invited another friend, and that friend invited, and they're like, well, can't so-and-so come over? And there was 15 people in the pool, like in our pool.
Oh my gosh.
And we don't have a very big pool. Y'all, we don't have that big of a pool. And there was 15 people in the pool. And we're like, this is not social distancing. Let's hope the chlorine
was
kills.
outside, so technically,
Yeah,
flying out in the air.
That's right.
The chlorine kills everything.
And the sun.
Exactly.
And I'd like to point out that nobody went to the restroom inside.
Oh, Victoria.
I'm kidding. God.
They all went in your pool.
I know. Duh.
Gross. That's the thing you think about afterwards, but you're not thinking about it when it's happening. So you're drinking, so you're like, I don't care.
The neighbor
whatever.
always knows when I've had too much a good time, because like if so, we live in a 2-story, and like our neighbor's house is kind of like a cookie cutter house that looks exactly like ours, and so. But he's kind of like, what's his name? The guy from Tim the Toolman Taylor.
Yeah. Okay.
What's that
The
guy?
neighbor.
Wilson.
Yeah.
Was it Wilson? He'd pop up and he'd look over. Well, that's kind of how our neighbor is. And then he'll pop up. He's like, is Victoria having a good time again? Because I'm floating. Like I just float in my pool. Veronica says, don't spill the beans, Vic. Okay, I won't. I won't.
It's too late.
All right. It's too
Sorry,
late.
Ronnie.
It's done.
Sorry, Ronnie. Cat's already at the bag.
Cat's out of the bag. Social media's watched it. It's out on Google now.
You know what we should do one episode? We should talk about and have them about these old sayings, these old time sayings, and all of our cool people, because I like to call them seniors. The cool people can tell us what they mean, because like cat out of the bag, don't be a wet blanket. Well, I know what wet blanket means. It's
Do
like,
you though?
well, wet blanket would mean like it's like a wet blanket puts stuff out, like it puts out a fire. It's like don't be a wet blanket.
No.
Don't be a square.
With blanket.
Yeah, don't be a wet blanket, like boring, and like don't put the fire
boring.
out. Yeah, that's what that means.
Don't ruin the party.
Yeah.
But like some of those sayings that they used to say back in the day.
Yeah,
We should have like an episode and talk about that.
I know,
stuff.
like I always say, there's this one saying I'd say, I can't remember it. Man alive. I always say that, like man alive.
Where's
Instead
that
of like
from?
God dog it, I say man alive.
Who's that one?
I learned this from my aunt's best friend, which was my godmother. I think she was my godmother. And she would always say man alive, and then my whole life I've been saying man alive, and I don't even know what it means. I could be cursing.
What does it mean?
But it's an expression, like if you were like God dog it, right? Like man alive.
So
Or like
instead of saying God dog it, or
I say man alive. That's what I.
yeah.
Well, we grew up in a Pentecostal church, so we probably weren't supposed to say like God anything, like
Yes,
God dog it,
that's what
God the GD word.
yeah.
So
So
maybe they
man
were
alive.
replacing it
Man
for like
alive.
man alive.
Makes
Everybody
sense.
needs to use that phrase at least once today.
Man
Yes,
alive.
man
Man
alive.
alive. Well, you were talking about training people. If they don't want to be trained, you can't make up. It's like you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink it.
Ooh, there we go.
Oh
Yeah.
Well, can you force a water?
Well, you can take him, but you can't make him drink
That's
it.
basically that was like she just summed up your whole situation.
Yes, remember you
what
were
we're
talking
talking
about
about.
agents that
Like you
want to train them, but they don't want to be trained, or they don't
I
want to go
wasn't
to
saying
meetings,
agents,
or, I
Sylvia.
mean, people in general. People in general. I'm like, not. Okay, I got it. Not agents,
Just
but people in general.
People
you know,
in general, yes.
that you want. They should reach out for help, or
Some people don't
You
need
know?
help. That's why I came to
Yes.
realization. It's like you can only help the people that want to.
that
be
want to be helped.
Yeah.
yes.
So you can lead a horse to water, but you
but you
can't.
can't make them drink it.
Oh, Sylvia brought it all together.
Full circle, people.
Yeah.
What kind of sayings do you guys listen to? We're going to go a little bit more because I don't know. We're just having too much fun today. But what kind of sayings, like are they idioms? Are they called idioms?
I don't know. I'm not sure. But people, what is your favorite saying that you say? Like people on the comments,
can't-
they can post it. But yeah, what's your favorite comment?
So my friend Greg, he's passed now. My poor Greg. We would always he was the best at these idioms. But one thing he would always say is, "It's the cake ain't worth the candle." And so I was always like, "The cake ain't worth the candle."
the cake.
The
worth
cake.
the
I've
cake
never heard
ain't
that.
because
worth
the
the
candle was
candle.
more expensive than the cake.
I think it's I have to go back and look, but I think it's like it's not worth putting in the effort, that extra effort or something.
Oh, okay.
So the cake ain't worth the candle. Like, give them the cake, but not the candle. Like the candle's that extra special that the cake deserves. I don't know. I might be butchering
I like
it.
that.
Isn't it the reverse? The cake is not worth the candle.
No, that's what she said.
Wait a minute.
I said. I
No.
the
I
cake
thought
is
it
not
meant
worth
the reverse
candle.
of that. The candle's not worth the cake. You're saying the cake is not worth the candle. I'm saying
See,
is the
this is
candle not worth the cake?
This
They're
is
just
what we're talking
confusing.
about. The idioms that confuse us. I'm gonna write a book.
You should.
Don't steal it. I'm gonna put well, I'm already gonna write another book. I already told
Yeah.
you that, and it has nothing to do with insurance or anything.
No.
It says what I would do if I was homeless. And
Oh,
because
that's right. Okay.
because when I go, like when Carmenza and I because we were kind of poor when we were young. I'm like, oh, we used to drink out of the Mangetta. Like, I'm like, ooh, there's a Mangetta right there. A Mangetta.
Do you
for
remember the taste that you would
Yes.
have too? You didn't
That
even
copper
mind
taste.
it. Well, it was like taste of like the rubber of the hose when you would run it, and because you were
Well,
thirsty.
I mean, for pros,
The
you let
dirt.
that shit run for a little
well,
bit.
Yeah.
you still got the
Oop,
taste.
beep. Sorry.
No, it was delicious.
There's a
That
little
water was
delay here.
That was delicious water from the water hose.
I
There was just
know.
something
When
about
it
it.
was hot outside and you didn't want to go inside for water, that's all you
We
did.
weren't allowed to go inside. They kicked us outside and they said, "You're not going to come back till lunch and dinner," and that was it.
No. That's
Oh,
My grandmother would sweep and mop, and we didn't watch television back then.
And now we
Yeah.
can't get kids out of the house.
Yeah.
We were out. I loved it because it was 6 of us all the time. We would play like baseball, and our
Mhm.
bases were like the trees. We had these and a little. I can paint it out. There was a little tree and the big tree, and that was first base. And then the second base was our bird bath that we had, and the third base was the house chimney. I remember it was like that.
Well, you remember fireflies? I remember when I was a kid. I don't care for bugs, but I remember we used to catch fireflies and put them in our hands, and then we'd like look at them like this. I can't remember the last time I saw a firefly.
I can't either. We used to play baseball. There was the Mesas, the Lopez, and the Hernandez.
Oh,
And there was
that's
4
when you
of
used to use
us.
last names back
Yes,
then.
exactly right. So there was 4 of us. There was 3 of them, and then 4 of them. So we would play baseball
Oh,
in the afternoon.
Oh my
I
gosh!
loved it.
Who wants to see Sylvia live in a batting cage?
Oh, that would be fun.
That would be
I would pay to see that.
fun. I want to see. We should go to a batting cage.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah,
we should go
Been
get
years
some.
since I've-
Get some steam off.
Yeah.
Get some
That would be
steam off.
fun.
like I did with the golf. I was horrible.
Oh, I
You
was
did-
horrible.
You did good.
everywhere.
Yeah, you did good.
You made some contact. That's the
Yeah.
biggest. That's the
I was
biggest-
not last.
You
Was
were-
she? Tell Brooke that I was not last.
Oh, was Brooke last?
Oh,
Yes.
I don't even know. I
Poor
stopped looking
thing.
at. I stopped looking
I
at
was
the
ragging on
scoreboard
her.
after I wasn't first.
But I just realized that Brooke has
She was
nails,
first.
right? Brooke
Yeah.
had nails, so
Yeah.
she couldn't really
She's-
No, I was just giving her a hard time
yeah. It was like their
'Cause
thing.
it was
They
her
kept laughing
birthday.
about it. Yes,
because it was her birthday. So
I
I was
thought it was
giving her a
funny.
hard time. I love her.
yeah, she does.
Well, we love you guys that have been hanging out with us here this morning, every Friday at 10 a.m. And guess what? Next Friday is actually, I got it wrong
The
as
actual
always.
anniversary of the
actual-
podcast.
Yeah. So next week, I think we're gonna have some mimosas. We should.
we should have some poppers. Boom,
Ooh,
like big celebration.
yeah.
confetti will decorate the.
Stuff that doesn't make a mess.
yes.
I'll clean it up.
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah, because I'm not.
Yeah, we know.
okay.
I clean my desk.
Sylvia
Tell them about it.
Yeah,
Sylvia
let's
cleaned
not.
her desk yesterday.
She thought she cleaned it. It's still dirty.
She's
No,
like,
I cleaned it.
she says, I took my pile from here to here.
Pretty much.
I was like, good job,
that's
Sylvia.
literally what it looks like.
You can't kick
It
a
was
man. You can't kick a man when they're down.
I
No,
know. I
another
was so
saying-
proud of myself.
No.
That's another one.
But
No, I
another
am.
saying is, if that's how you did that, I hate to see how your ass looks because
Oh no. You know, okay.
that's another saying. That's a saying when people
I've
think
never
they
heard of that
clean
saying.
something, you're like, whoa, I hate to see what you're.
My
that's how you
our
clean.
math teacher. We gotta have some boundaries on this show, guys.
I know. We have none.
It's a saying. It goes with our
Priscilla,
theme.
my sister, and I used to have this one teacher, and I've said it before, but she would say, "If the shoe fits, wear it." And I can't
Yes,
say it any other way
exactly.
in her voice because I can't say it.
Yes.
But
Stuck
if
in your
the
head.
shoe fits, wear it. And I'm like, what does that mean? My whole life, I was
How
just
big
like,
is a shoe?
how big is
And
the
why
shoe?
wouldn't it fit me?
Yeah, miss, are you telling me?
Is your big feet?
Am I wearing somebody else's shoe? I mean, is the
If-
shoe nice, first of all? Because
if-
I'm not going to wear ugly shoes.
Ooh, is the shoe stinky?
Ugh. Is it an old shoe? Is it a dingy, dirty looking shoe? I will not wear them.
All right, guys. I
Maybe.
think we've had our time here today. What do y'all think?
I think so.
I think the people have heard our message today about idioms and
For idiots.
for idiots. Idioms for idiots. Oh my gosh, I love
That's
that.
what
Oh,
it's
and then
gonna
you can
be.
put the meaning of it.
The
what it
idioms
means.
for
Yeah.
idiots.
Yep.
So, yeah.
I like that.
Well, it's like they have the thing driving
it-
for dummies,
Yeah.
insurance for dummies. So you could start a
Idiom
whole
for
thing.
idiots.
idioms for idiots.
Yeah.
I like that. So we're gonna write a book called Idioms for Idiots. It's probably out there already, but we're gonna take all the idioms, and I think it's idioms. I hope it is. It's not euphemisms, right? It's idioms.
Euphemisms? I
Idioms-
don't think it's
Yeah,
euphemisms.
idioms, and then we're gonna explain what we think it means, and then you're gonna hear Sylvia's
see.
version, my version, and Adriana's version, and then we'll give you a little section to put what you think it means, without googling it.
We're gonna Google what idiom.
We're gonna Google, and somebody's probably like, "Oh my god, these girls are idiots."
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
you're
that's
right.
why
It
we're
is
calling it that.
It is idiom. So like it's
Idioms.
raining cats and dogs.
Mhm,
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
I like that saying.
Yeah.
It's raining cats and dogs.
It's kind of sad because if that was Carmenza, she'd be trying to save them all if it was raining cats and dogs.
I always post
Aw.
that when it's raining.
It's
My text, I'll text people.
Oh my
little
god, you're
raining
like
cats and
Phyllis from The
dogs.
Office. They have this thing where they're like making a bed in the office, and they're like, "Okay, it's raining outside. If we get to get Phyllis to say all these 5 things, they're all like ready
Oh.
throughout the day." And then she's like, "Oh man, it's raining cats and dogs outside," and everybody's in the office is like,
I love that show. That show is hilarious. All right, guys. Well, we are going to end the show today. We want to tell you thank you so much for joining us in every Fridays at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. We even considered moving it to 10:30, but I don't know if we can. Maybe we'll just go over every time.
Yeah.
But 10 a.m. Central Standard Time every Friday here on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn. Did I say YouTube already? Yeah, it's
YouTube.
all there.
Mhm.
We're always here. You can always go back and watch our live shows on YouTube, the Medicare Space. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. It really does help the channel. And then what we're going to do is next week, we'll probably have somebody special on the show next week. I'm going to see if I can get him to come on.
Ooh.
And he probably knows who I'm talking about because he's probably going to be here and I can't say. So, anyway, long
You're
story
gonna
short,
have to wait, watch, and see.
you're going to have to wait, watch, and see.
Surprise.
Is there any last comments you'd like to leave our audience today? Any words of wisdom, any advice, or any goodbyes? Anything that you want to leave our office, our not our seniors, but our audience today? Nope.
Be kind. That's what I'm gonna say. Be kind, even
If
when people are
God-
being
if-
mean.
If life gives you lemons, make lemonade.
Ooh.
If God gives me lemons, I'm gonna make a tequila drink.
Ooh. And I will leave off by saying, everyone, thank you so much for joining the show. Have a great weekend. Be sure, like you said, be kind. And while you're finding those lemons, make yourself a tequila shot.
There you go.
And I'll
Yes.
see you next Friday on the next show.